As a Phoenix Suns fan, it has already been a rough season so far, but I cannot believe that we're having conversations about this now. As Jay Crowder came out and discussed on Twitter yesterday the implications of why he left the Phoenix Suns, with all things pointing to a familiar face. So we're going to be diving in and looking at the possible changes that could have happened with this Suns team and ultimately what this team could have been in the future if they were able to keep some of these pieces in. Now looking at the destruction that we're in, what kind of a conundrum we are sitting in. Welcome back to Suns Digest. I am Bruce Veliz, and thank you guys so much for tuning in and showing your love and support. As you guys know, today is Thursday, so we will be live on Suns Digest in just a couple hours, 6 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Phoenix time, 3 p.m. Pacific, for all you guys that want to get all your Suns info. So if you want to make sure you stay up to date on everything, make sure to hit the subscribe button and come visit at the live stream later today. Curtis and I will be there having a fantastic time answering all your Phoenix Suns questions. But without further ado, we're time to break down this video today. So let's get into the news at hand today and make sure to grab that snack. And like I said, the truth is finally coming out, ladies and gentlemen. We're finally getting some good, juicy stuff here. And we're going to be looking back to a team from a couple of seasons ago with the one and only Jay Crowder. As we all know, Jay Crowder was on this Suns team, was playing pretty good, wanted to stay back with this Suns squad, but ultimately was not welcome back and was forced to be put in a trade. And there were some discussions, dilemmas, all these big problems revolving around Jay Crowder. But Jay Crowder kind of vocalized and opened up about it yesterday on Twitter, and it got a lot of Suns fans obviously enthralled in all the drama due to the fact that we've had drama all season. But we look at this report here and we see a quote, someone asking Jay Crowder, Jay, is it true you left from the conflict with Monty? You still would have been here? And he said, that true? And one day I owe it to the fans to explain I never wanted to leave, and they asked me to stay home while they trade me. It's a reason my teammates never got mad or talked down on me to the media because we all wanted another shot at finishing what we had started. And obviously, that is referring to the finals run that they went on. And we all know that that team really wanted to compete, really wanted to stick together. But with head coach Monty Williams, there were obviously some conflicts and stuff, not only with just Jay Crowder, but with DeAndre Ayton as well, that led to the unfortunate demise of the Suns not being able to, get Miles Turner, do the signing trade, and ultimately costing them in the future and putting them in this pit here. But we have some more confirmation from John Gambadaro as well, as he answered back to Jay Crowder and said, it wasn't you. You are a great son and the fans respected you. Monty just had his guys, and because you were a leader and would challenge him, he didn't like that. And Jay Crowder let us know that he hit it on the target, saying, Sir John, you are 100% correct. So, like I just said, absolutely crazy that Monty's, as we all kind of know this, craziness of being a head coach and having these personal quarrels ultimately led to the demise for this Suns team in the future. Because not only did it cost us just losing out on Jay Crowder for no reason when he wanted to be here and at that point was still a valuable piece as a role player for this Suns team and could still be a valuable piece for this Suns team, even if he was, a ninth, 10th man at this point, like he is on the Sacramento Kings. But when you look at a guy like not only that, but a guy like DeAndre Ayton, who could have went to Indiana in a sign-in trade, but the Suns didn't want to do the sign-in trade, regardless of who didn't want to do it. So they just let Ayton just sign the offer sheet just to be a PO and then just to pee him off. And then after that, they just go back and re-sign him and then are forced to trade him for Grayson Allen and Yusuf Nurkic. You could just avoid that whole mess if you're able to, be able to move off of that or even have DA still on this team and keep that relationship depending on how Monty was viewed. If you pushed Monty out and went with another coach, maybe you would have been able to keep DA. But no, it's just absolutely ridiculous. Some things escalated way too far than what they needed to be. And we get into some more confirmation as well as John Gambardaro lets us know that 100% Monty thought you were too difficult to coach because you weren't afraid to lead to challenge him. He didn't like DA because DA didn't show up. He didn't like DA, didn't show up for him when he signed to the max contract, never even called him. Biggest day of the kid's life. Monty ignored him because he didn't want him. And that's ultimately what kind of caused the fall for this team. As we all know, Jay Crowder would have still been a valuable piece for this Suns squad. And like I mentioned, I think even if he would not have been, a contending piece at this point for this Suns team, maybe making these big implications coming off the bench. I do think that a player like Jay Crowder could still give us some value as a 3 and D player, as as we see with the Suns team, where are those guys? Oh, right. Cody Martin is hurt and Ryan Dunn doesn't play. So it just doesn't make any sense. The Suns need some new looks. And like I mentioned, if they were able to go in these different directions, who knows what the possibilities with this Suns team could have been. Let's look back a little bit, going back to that 2021 season, right? We obviously come off not losing the NBA finals, but we still want to compete. We still want to win for a championship, right? So I think that even if they try to do something different with Monty so that they don't get this escalation too quickly. You're obviously not going to fire him after going to the NBA finals and stuff like that, but after all these quarrels and arguments and all this other stuff, the Suns could have went into some other directions. And like I previously mentioned, the DeAndre Ayton to Indiana trade could have been a possibility. Keeping DeAndre, not trading to Monty Kamara, all these other moves that happen as domino effects, going in for Bradley Beal. Not all of this would have happened if we look back at the microscope and look at some different moves and kind of analyze how we could have done things differently. And that's a sad thing. That's ultimately the sad thing as a Phoenix Suns fan is we have to sit here now in our purgatory selves as we take on the New Orleans Pelicans in a back-to-back where the last time I believe we played the New Orleans Pelicans, I believe we gave them their one win in that month with no Zion Williamson when they were absolutely banged up. So I can't wait to see what this Suns team can produce. Like we mentioned, we just saw them give us a solid performance versus the Memphis Grizzlies, but defensively, not the greatest performance, allowing them to score 151 points. Offensively, they were able to bounce back. Now, for this Suns team, I did see an update. I did not get it in this video, but Bradley Beal is questionable going into this game, going into the Pelicans. So we'll have to analyze that, see how that shakes up things for the Suns. But let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section on all this news revolving around Jay Crowder, revolving around this Suns team. And would you guys like to still have Jay Crowder on this team? Do you think he would still bring value to this team, even if he wouldn't be the most impactful player? Or do you guys think that at this point, having a player like Jay Crowder wouldn't help at all? Like I said, we're going to be live going on Suns Digest here at 6 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Phoenix time, 3 p.m. Pacific to discuss everything Phoenix Suns. Look back at this previous week that the Suns just had. Look into the future for the Phoenix Suns as the season is dwindling down, and honestly discussing and answering all your guys' questions revolving around this team. Will Vasilije Micic and Cody Martin ever suit up? Was the Yusuf Nurkic trade a bad one? We'll get into all of that and more stuff if you have all on that live stream. So I want to say shout out to everyone. Thank you for watching this video as we broke down the recent news revolving around Jay Crowder, talking about Monty Williams. And honestly, he wanted to stay, wanted to be a part of this team. And I'm actually happy for Jay Crowder that he was actually able to vocalize this. And maybe we'll get some more news on it in the future as well. But thank you guys so much. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Have a great rest of your day. And go Phoenix Suns.